From the very beginning, the European Union Treaty expressly emphasized that the founders' decision to sign the treaty are made based on the cultural, religious and humanist heritage of the peoples of Europe. See paragraph 2 from the preamble. These are the very sources of the fundamental rights of the individuals, which are universal values, unbreakable and inalienable. This heritage is also the sources of freedom, democracy, equality and the rule of law. So, cultural identity of the Europeans is one of the pillars of the original treaties of the European legal building, in close relation with the Christian heritage and the humanist tradition of this continent. The European Economic Community, EEC, used to be a space of freedom, of economic cooperation, competition and growth, of peace and welfare, but only until 2003, when this beautiful legal construction became the European Union, EU, and gave more and more power to bureaucratic structures which dominate today almost everything in the 27 member states, without being elected by anybody anywhere. Step by step, under the dominance of this unelected elite, freedom seems like slavery, ignorance like power, and war like peace. The very first things which bothers when a power tends to become totalitarian is the cultural diversity, the historic memory and the religious beliefs. The EU's bureaucracy hit step by step all of these anchors of identities. Actually, what they do is to continuously try to destroy our interior elephant, our cultural, historic and religious heritage. And of course, the freedom of speech, based on different pretexts like hate speech, Russian propaganda, mis and malinformation. They keep trying to shut our voices. They call it sanitary belt, European democratic shield, or I don't know, other kind of Orwellian words and metaphors. They gave up not only to traditions and diversity, they gave up to harmonization, which they replaced it with the uniformization. That is precisely to say, we just come back to the so-called democratic centralization, which is nothing else than the former Soviet Union kind of totalitarianism. We citizens of the former communist countries did experience that. We do not want to live it again. This is not what both Romanian and Polish and Hungarian and Czech and Slovak people dreamed about in 1989. With the current centralization of power within EU institutions, there will be no preservation of Europe's cultural diversity. There will be only homogenization. And what to do to spot this madness? First of all, we must understand the truth. The European Union is not what was supposed to be. It is a new form of totalitarianism, which is working only for the bureaucratic and corporatist elite, unelected by anybody. Second, we have to make this truth seen and understood by more and more people and fractions of the European population. And third, we have to work for the coming back to what the United Europe was before 1989. A coalition of independent and sovereign nations, a space of freedom and honest competition, a model of the representative democracy where everybody could have a voice and be heard and not left alone. Historical values and national narratives should play a crucial role in today's EU's political system because of the world is facing in this moment an important drift in human evolution, especially because of the madness of the warmongers and of the artificial intelligence enthusiasts. I do think that the EU has now the crucial task to promote historical education and incorporate national heritage. That is the road to salvation, and not the yellow path which goes to the castle of Wizard of Oz. And Liberare.